Okay, hello grade 12, so I'm on the HSE workbook. I'm busy with 411, page 411, and we're still busy with perspective drawings. Okay, so for here, they give us the paper plane and the height, the horizontal line as well. Okay, and then the ground line, and then our center point, our standing point, sorry, is not on the ground line, it's over here, and that doesn't make any difference on our drawing, so we just work with this. Okay, and then the other thing is we can see that all our roof lines is touching the paper plane, so it means that if I'm going and I'm drawing this part of the roof, it will be this part. Okay, so it means that if I'm drawing this line and I'm drawing this one down, it means that that is actually the actual point of that one. Okay, so I don't have to go and get the other plane. It means just that where my roof is starting on the and that is just if it touched the paper plane. Okay, so it means again that this one will also be on the same line, and that one will also be on the same line. Okay, so that is just something if they give you the roof and the roof is touching your paper plane. Okay, so first I'm going to start by getting my vanishing points. Again, I'm working from my standing point, which is here, and I'm going to draw a line over here and the same on this side. Okay, and bring it down to the horizontal line. Okay, and also don't forget to label it. So this is right vanishing point and your left vanishing point. Okay, so I've already started with my roof, so it's much easier to do the roof and then to do the rest of the drawing, but that is just how I prefer it. It doesn't matter where you start, okay, but I like to do the roof first. So the roof is starting here and I've already got that point, so it means that this is going to our right vanishing point, and from there this will be to our left vanishing point. Okay, so I'm going to take this point, which is this one, I'm going to take that to our right vanishing point, and then to our left vanishing point. Okay, so now I already got that part of the drawing. I want to know where it stops, so I can take this one and that one also to the standing line, of the standing point, sorry. So just draw a line from here to the stand point, and I'm also going to do that one. Okay, and then I'm bringing this one down to our right vanishing point line, so it is on this one. I'm just making a mark, and then the same for this one. This is going to our left vanishing point, so it's on this line, so I'm making a mark. So I know already that is where these two lines stop. Okay, then for the next one, I'm gonna draw this one also down, but we can see that we've got this point now, that's that line. Okay, so this one starts over there and it's also touching the same line, so I'm just bringing that also just down, and then you will be able to see if you draw this to our left vanishing point that will connect with that one. It should connect with the one we just made, that point, and can you see it does connect, so that is where that point will be. Okay, and then I can also take it to our right vanishing point again, so this is going with the 30 degrees, so it's meaning that it's going to the right side. Okay, so there is that part, and again I want to know where it stops, so I'm going to take that down to the same standing point and bring it down on that line, so that is where that stops. And I'm going to do it again with this one as well. So here it's going also, it's touching the paper plane, so it means that this is also touching this line. So I'm just making a mark, and with this one as well, if we're drawing it to our left side, it means that it should line up with that mark. Okay, so there's that one, and then I'm taking it to our right side as well. Okay, so now we have this line. I want to know where it stops, so I'm going to take that point over here, and I'm going to bring that to the stand point, and then I'm going to bring it down to the line which we just drew. Okay, and that is where it stops. You'll see that I'm just making like this construction points. That is just for me easier, so there's not that much of construction in my work, because otherwise it's very difficult to go and see where is my picture. Okay, so I have the base, just this base part of the drawing. Okay, we will maybe be able to see this part as well, but let's do the top. Okay, so we can see that if we take our triangle, the 30 degrees one, we will be able to see that this line, the center line, where the top pitch of the roof is, okay, so that is actually in line. So I'm going to take a 30 degrees, and I have to remember now this part is a different height than the width dak is, nee, so hier is ons hoofdak en hier is ons kleiner dak, so this is a little bit higher than our main roof, okay, and then this side. Okay, so I'm going to work with this one first. It's going to be on the same height line, so I'm just going to bring this down. This is only a height line, okay, and I'm going to bring this height to this line, so I'm just going to make a mark like that. And if I'm taking it like 30 degrees, it means that it's going 30 degrees. This is my 30 degrees vanishing point, the right one. So I have to go and take it to the right vanishing point, and this means that that is the actual height of this line. Now on this line I need 2 points, and it is that point and that point. So I'm going to take these two to the standing point. Sorry about that. Okay, and then just bring those 2 points down to the line which we just drew. So it's over here, and this one will be over here. Okay, so you will be able to see if you bring it down on this line over here. Okay, can you see that my construction is very clean? There's not a lot of lines that's going everywhere, and I prefer it like that, so then I will be able to see my picture more clearly. Okay, so from here, this line is actually that one. So from this point, it's going up, and then it's going down to that side. So I can go and connect that. And then the same on this side. Okay, and this part is already done, so I can also just go and draw that part. And from here it's going to this corner, and it means it is that corner, so I need to connect these two lines with each other. Okay, so I have already drawn this part of the roof, so this is already drawn. Okay, then if we look at our main roof, this is also on the same line, the height line, but the height is different if we look at our elevations. Okay, so from here, this is our main roof's height, so I'm just going to make a mark like we did with the previous one. Okay, this is the next one's height, and from here it's also on the same height line, it's 30 degrees, so I'm going to take it to our 30 degrees vanishing point, which is our right vanishing point. Okay, and now I have that line again, it's on that height. Okay, so now I need 2 points on that line, so I'm taking those two to the standing point. and then just bring it down to this line. Okay, so there I already have that part of the roof. Oh, just drawn it a little bit. Okay, so I have this part. Okay, so again, from now we can see this point is going to this part of the roof, and we already have that part, and that is over there. So I'm going to draw it like this. I'm just going to connect these 2 points. Okay, so I've drawn that part, and then it has to go to the other side as well. But can you see that it's going on the same, it's aligning with the left vanishing point line. So it means this is also on the same line over here. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit easier for me. I already have this line. I'm just gonna make a little construction line like that. And then I'm just going to take this one down to the standing point to be able to determine where that line is going. So I'm taking this down, okay, and then taking it down to that construction line. Okay, so it means that at the back of this roof, that's where the point will stop. So I can just go and connect that to where it is visible. Okay, so now I have that part as well. Okay, we're not going to see this part, so I'm just going to color it in. Okay, we have this part as well already. Okay, and then we want to determine where this is stopping. Okay, so I already have that line, and that goes till here. So it means that I can also just take that one to the standing point, bring it down on the line. So it means that that is where the roof will stop. Okay, I'm just making it a little bit lighter because I'm not sure how the roof is gonna, if it's gonna go. I don't think it will, but yeah, just in case I have to go erase it. So that part is finished now as well. Okay, so I have that one, and that won't be visible. And we can go check if it's visible, and you'll be able to see, okay, if I'm going to draw a line from here, it's going through the roof, so I won't see it on that side. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use, it's going to be easier for me to use the height line that's going with this 60 degrees, because then I get 2 points on line, rather than to take this one and then to take that one, because then it's 2 different construction lines, and yeah, it's more lines. Okay, so if I'm using this one, it's 60 degrees, it means that it must go, if we're drawing it down, to the left vanishing point. So I'm going to draw this line down, just a construction line like that. This is the height of that roof. So I'm just going to make a mark over here, and then draw it a line to your left vanishing point. So now I've constructed this line. I still need that point and that point on the line. Okay, so I need that 2 points, and then I'm gonna draw it down. So that is where it will start, and the end will be over here. Okay. I already have the end here, so I can just go and connect it, and I already have the other marks as well, so I'm gonna connect it like this. That is for this part. This is going up, so I'm gonna connect it to this point. This is going again from here up, and that is just this part. Okay, and then I can go and just darken this part as well. Okay, so there is our roof. Okay, so for the walls, we just have to see, okay, so this is going to be open, the roof is not closed if we look out our left side. Okay, so this is not a closed roof, so we still have to leave it open like that. Okay, so for the walls, we can see that there's an overhang with our roof, okay, and the buitemuur, the outside wall, starts over here, but it's not touching the paper plane, so it means that if we're taking this down, it's not touching the ground line either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw a 60-degree line from here, and then it's a height line again, and I'm gonna, because the wall is going to the ground, okay, so I'm gonna draw a line that goes to the ground, but because I drew a 60-degree line, it's a height line, it means that it must go to the left vanishing point. So I'm going to draw a construction like that. So it means on this line, these two marks must be. That points, that's where the wall will start. So I'm going to take this corner of the wall to the standing point, and I'm going to take that one as well. And then I'm going to bring both of them down. So that is where the wall will start, and I'm gonna just draw a construction line upwards, and that is also where it will start. I just want to see, I'm just gonna draw this line like that. Okay, so your wall is ending over here if we look at our left side. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line from where this roof stops till there, and that is where our wall will stop as well. Okay, so just take it from here. Okay, so that is where the wall will stop, and then to know where your wall will stop here is to go to the middle. That is where the wall will stop at the top. So I'm going to take that also down to the standing point. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down to the roof, because this is at the top, and I want to know how the roof is going up like this. So that part of the roof is now finished. Okay, so I can just go and darken this part of the wall. There's no step, it's just a door. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this as construction. Okay, then from here we've already drawn this corner, so we have to go to that one, and that is also going to our right vanishing point. So I'm going to take it to there. Okay, and I want to know where it stops, so I'm just going to take this corner to the standing point. And that is where it stops there. Okay, so this is a trick which I'm going to use now. You can either use a height line again or a height line like that, but this is just to save some time, okay, when you're busy with the exams. I have this point now, which is this one. I know this is going to the left vanishing point, so what I'm doing, if it's going to the left side, I just go and place my triangle on the left vanishing point, or your ruler on the left side on that one, and I'm just going, instead of drawing a line through, I'm just gonna reverse it. So I'm just drawing that part. Okay, so I want to know where this corner is stopping on this line, so again I have to take that to the standing point. Okay, and then also just bring it down on the line. Okay, so that is where that will end. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw this one upwards and also just to the top. Okay, so that is the wall for there, and then I can take this again to the right vanishing point as well. Okay, so I've already got this part as well. Okay, now that is where the corner stops for this wall. So again, I'm gonna take this one to the standing point. Bring it also just down, and on that line, that is where it stops. Okay, so again for this one, this is going to the left vanishing point, so it means it's going that way, but instead of going and drawing extra height lines, which is extra construction, I'm just doing a easier method. I'm just placing my ruler like this, and I'm just extending it like at this side. Okay, so just place your ruler on the left vanishing point and through that corner, and just extend it on this side. So I have that line, which is this line. I want to know where it stops, so I'm taking that point to the standing point now. Okay, and then just also take it down on this line, and that is where it stops. So I'm just also gonna draw this line up for the wall, and this one like that. Okay, so for here, this is the front, so there's a door as well, and I'm gonna draw it to the right vanishing point. Okay, and then again just take this part of the wall down and bring it down on this line. Okay, so from the angle which we're looking at, it does look like this part is not correct, but it is correct. So we will see more of the roof because we're standing on this side. Okay, so again, this is our line for the wall. We have to go and take this part of the roof again to the left vanishing point till it touch the wall. Okay, so that is where it's touching the wall, like that. And then again we have to go and draw a line up, but we have to get that point again to know where it's going up. So again, we're looking at the top view where the roof is touching the wall at the top, so it's going to be this one. Bring it down and then just bring it to the roof again. So then you will be able to determine where that will stop. So okay, that is that part of the roof. Okay, and then the last one we will be able to see, and it is this wall which is here. So again, from here, take it to the standing point, and then bring it down, and we have the same line. It's also on this line, so we can just bring it down to that line. Okay, like that. So now I can go and just darken this part of the walls. Okay, I will darken now the rest. Okay, and then for our doors, we have a left door which is just a rectangle. Okay, so we already have our height line, and this is the line, the 60 degrees one that's going down. So it's on the 60-degree line. That is our height line. So I'm going to take our door from the left side, so that is the height of it. Please look carefully, take it to your line that's going on the 60 degrees, so it's that 60 degree, and that's your height line. Okay, and then take it from here to your left vanishing point, because this is on that same plane. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line like that. Okay, so that will be the height of the door. Okay, and we can go and determine where the position of the door is by just taking these corners from here to the standing point. And I'm also going to take the inner part of the wall, that part, which I'm also going to be able to see. Okay, so I'm going to take the outer one. Okay, and then the next one is on this line. Okay, and then this is your door. Okay, then just for the wall, the inside of the wall, just take this corner to that side, and then if you also drawn this part to the standing point, you can go and just draw that down. Like that. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I just connected that. Okay, so if we want to determine the part which we're going to see in the building, remember we have to go and work from, I'm just going to zoom in, the inside of the wall instead of the outside. So I can't take this line because that is the outside of the wall, so I will be able to see this part of the house in the through the door. So I'm going to take this line also with a 30 degrees line, a height line, then bring it down to the ground. So take it down from the ground line, take it to your right vanishing point. And it actually looks like it's on almost on the same line. It's a little bit of difference. Okay, so actually there's a little bit of a difference, but you can see it looks like as if it's on the same line. Okay, so it's just a little bit in there. Okay, then we have a window over here, so I'm gonna determine where the position is by just taking these two again to the standing point. Okay, then and the inside of the window, bring it down so I know it's going to be over here. Actually, I'm just going to draw light construction lines. Okay, so for this window we have to use other height line, and we're going to use this height line because it's on this plane. So just draw a 30 degrees line, draw it to down. Okay, so I'm going to use this line now, and then draw your window to that line which we just drawn, and that is where the height will be over there, and that is for both windows, and both of these windows are on the same plane, they're on the same height line, so it means that that will be for both. Okay, so I'm using this line which was 30 degrees, so it's those 2 points, and I'm going to take those two to the right vanishing point. So that means that is actually where the window will start, and that is where it will end. Okay, so now I can just go and finish that part. Remember that we're looking more from above, so it must, or it should seems like this part is now much less, but it is right and it is correct because we're looking more at the bird's eye. Okay, so here is the inside of the window. Okay, so I'm just going to take this corner to the left vanishing point like that, and then I can just go and fill that in, and then instead of making a lot of construction, I'm just also going to take it to the right vanishing point through that point, and I'm just going to draw it back like that. So there is that part of the window. Just to make sure, let's just see if we're going to see this part of the window, and I think we're not going to be able to see it. I think maybe it's a little bit, but like that. So it's just that part. Okay. Okay, and then it is our door here in front. Okay, so all the other lines we can go and we can darken everything. So that you can do. Okay, so that is now just for the door here in front. Okay, so for this door, again, the wall isn't touching our paper plane, so I'm going to work with a height line and 30 degrees again. Okay, and then I'm going to take this height line down. So it means on this line, this is now my new height line. Okay, on this line, that is where all the construction of the circle must be, and our door is going to start. Okay, so I just want to make sure of something. I think maybe I just drew my line a little bit skew. Yeah. Okay, so from here, this is where the circle will start, and that is where the circle will end. Remember, I'm working on this height line, which is going down here. Okay, so those two I'm going to take to the right vanishing point. So this is actually, I'm just going to make a center line so that you know that is the center part of the circle, and then I'm also going to take this one for the height. Okay, so I already have the height of the circle. Okay, so just to determine the total width of the door, I'm going to take this one and this one down as well. Okay, so that will go straight up to the center line, and that one also. Okay, so that is where the circle will start. So I'm going to divide this circle into 6 equal parts. And then I'm going to take each one to our height line, but I'm going to do the same at the top. So I'm first going to draw a construction, I'm just going to zoom in, a construction circle. Okay. And then also just divide it into 6 equal parts. Okay, so for the top one, we know this will be the top, so I'm going to take that to the standing point, and we already have actually that line, so it means that will be where the top will be. And just to make sure that it is from here to the height line, and there is the top. Okay, we already have the 2 at the ends as well for the circle. We just need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so for the circle here at the top, we have to construct it to the front of the door. So I'm going to construct it forward here, forward and forward, and then I'm going to take this part, I'm going to take that one and that one to the standing point. And then I'm going to bring that down, but I'm just going to draw a construction line where the circle is, so there's not a lot of lines. Okay, and then the same for these two, just take it to the standing point. And then bring it down. Okay, so that is where the circle will be. Okay, so for this construction on our right side, I'm gonna make just lines on the height line. So that will be the first of the next two ones, and that will be the other ones. Okay, so I'm gonna take those two lines to the right vanishing point from here, and then that one as well. And then I can just go and connect. So the next corner point will be that one, and that is the other one. We can just go and connect the circle. So there is the circle. Then we just have to use our French curve. Okay. Okay, and then the side of here. Okay, and then we just have to do the inner part, and then we're finished. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw from here to the left vanishing point. Okay, I'm gonna draw this point over here also just to the left vanishing point, and this one, because that is the only ones we will be able to see. Okay, and then we can just go at the top again, just take this point, that point, and that point to the standing point. That will be the inner part of the circle. Okay, so if I'm going to bring the first one down, it is going to be on this line, and it's going to the center. The next one will be on this line, and the next one will be on the next line, but I just didn't draw that. Okay, so that will be the only part that we will be able to see. Okay, so there is it's just not very neat. Okay, there is that part of the door. Then it's just our inner wall, which we will also be able to see, and I'm going to construct it from here. Just draw a 60 degrees line from the inside of the circle. Just take it down to the ground line. So I'm just taking it down to the ground line, and from there just take it to your left vanishing point, and that will be where the inside of your wall will be. Okay, there's still, I just want to double check. Okay, mine is a little bit off. I can see I think one of my lines were a little bit skew, but that is fine. Okay, so this part of the wall will end if we look here. Okay, so just take that one to the standing point, and then bring it down to the wall. Okay, so that is actually the corner of that part of the wall. and then it's going that way. Okay, so if your line is a little bit inner off towards the right vanishing point, it's fine. I think mine is just a little off, but that is okay. Yeah, and that is our drawing.